My daughter's hands were shaking when I saw her, not from fear, she'd learned to hide that, but from trying to balance a stack of dirty plates that were bigger than her arms. The living room was loud with laughter, wrapping paper everywhere, my niece sitting cross-legged on the rug, ripping open another expensive gift, while everyone oohed and awed like she was royalty. But my daughter? She wasn't allowed near the gifts. She wasn't even allowed to sit. She was standing by the hallway wearing the too big sweater my mom slapped on her so she doesn't embarrass us. Hair tied back in a messy knot she'd done herself, cheeks pink from moving too fast. I stepped fully into the house, still clutching the grocery bag I brought. I hadn't even taken off my shoes before my mom snapped her fingers at my daughter like she was calling a dog. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video. Pick those up, Ava, she said sharply. Guests shouldn't see trash lying around. Ava nodded, silent. She always went quiet around them, my mom, my sister, my nieces, because every time she tried to talk, someone found a way to remind her she didn't matter. I set the bag down slowly. Mom, I said, I told you she wasn't helping with anything today. She's here to relax. My mom turned toward me with that thin, dangerous smile that meant she'd already decided I was wrong. Relax? She repeated. What does she need to relax from? She's 9. She's still a kid, I said. Let her sit. Let her at least watch. Oh, please. Her voice cut me right off. Across the room, my sister Lena rolled her eyes so hard I thought they'd get stuck. She's being dramatic again, Lena muttered loudly to the guests. She always acts like her kid is made of glass. My mom crossed her arms, chin up like she was giving a speech. Kids should contribute. That's how they learn their place. Some kids are born to serve, not shine. A few people laughed. My stomach flipped. Ava heard it. I saw it in the way her shoulders tensed, hands gripping the plates tighter. I walked toward her, but my mom stepped in front of me. Where do you think you're going? She asked. To help my daughter. No, she snapped. You will not undermine me in my home. That girl has gotten spoiled since moving out with you. She leaned closer, lowering her voice so only I heard the end. Don't forget who kept you alive. Don't act like you're better now. I felt the old panic rise in my throat, the kind I thought I had buried, the kind they trained into me as a kid, the kind that whispered, don't cause trouble, don't argue, just survive. But then I saw Ava again. She was crouched on the floor, picking up fallen gift wrap someone had stepped on, doing it carefully so she wouldn't make noise. My own child, cleaning around expensive presents she wasn't allowed to touch. I forced my voice steady. Let her stop, I said. That's it. I'm not asking. My mom's expression curdled. I didn't give birth to you so you could turn around and question me. She's not your property, I shot back. Lena chimed in from the couch, pulling a new designer sweater out of a box. Oh my God, if she wants to help clean, let her. She's good at it. She's quiet. She tossed the unwanted tissue paper toward Ava's feet. See? She's already right there. Ava flinched. My mom looked at Lena with approval, a look I never got growing up, and then glared right at me. You should be grateful she's even included, she said. She doesn't have the presence for these events. The least she can do is keep the house tidy. She's not a maid, I said. My mom shrugged. A maid? No. But look at how she stands. Look at how she acts. She's not like your niece. She's not confident. She's not special. She doesn't shine like Lily. She gestured toward my niece, who was ripping a bow off another gift, while 4 adults watched her like she was opening the gates of heaven. My mom leaned closer to me, voice sickeningly sweet. Some kids shine. Some kids serve. It's just reality. That line hit me in the chest, harder than any slap she'd ever given me. Ava straightened slowly, not crying. She never let herself cry in this house, but swallowing hard, trying to disappear into herself. I knelt beside her. Ava, I said quietly, you don't have to pick that up. You can sit with me. Before she could nod, my mom barked, No, she'll finish what she started. She didn't start anything, I said. She started existing, my mom snapped. And from the minute that happened, she's been an obligation. So she will show gratitude. Ava froze, confusion in her eyes because she didn't understand what she'd done wrong. I did. She'd been born to me, the daughter my parents never wanted. I stood up slowly. "Mom," I said, "you're done talking to her like that." She stepped closer, voice dropping into the tone she used when she wanted me small. "You don't get to tell me what to do in my own house. You didn't when you were their maid, and you sure don't now." The room went quiet. Guests glanced at each other, uncomfortable but pretending not to see. And Ava, my little girl. She whispered, barely audible, "Mom, I'm sorry. I'll be good." Something cracked in me right there, not a gentle crack, a deep, ugly one. Years of silence, fear, and swallowed pain splintered all at once. I didn't shout. I didn't break down. I picked up the plates from Ava's trembling hands, set them on the table behind us, and wrapped my arm around her shoulders. "Go get your bag," I said softly. "We're leaving." My mom scoffed. "Don't be ridiculous. She has work to do." I turned to face her fully, the grocery store lights glinting off the glass sliding door behind her. "No," I said. "She has a mother, and she has me." The room felt like it held its breath. My mom's jaw tightened, eyebrows pulling together in that look that always preceded punishment. "You walk out that door," she said slowly, "and don't come back expecting anything. Not help, not support, not family." I held Ava close. "We never had that here." Ava leaned into me. My mom's face went cold. "You think you're better now?" she whispered. "You think you get to rewrite how this family works?" I didn't answer her. I didn't need to. I guided Ava toward the door. Every step felt heavier and sharper than the one before. But I kept walking. Behind me, I heard my mom mutter, "She'll regret it. They always do." Then she laughed, that same soft, poisonous laugh she gave earlier. "Some kids are born to serve, not shine," she repeated. Ava flinched again. I opened the door, letting cold air rush in, and led her outside. And as I closed it behind us, I realized something. My mom thought this was the end of the story. She had no idea what was coming next. Ava barely spoke on the drive home. She sat curled up in the passenger seat, sweater sleeves pulled over her hands, staring out the window like the world outside made more sense than anything happening inside her head. Every few seconds, she wiped her palms against her thighs, a nervous habit she'd picked up from years of being told to stay useful. The streetlights flickered across her face as we drove, and I kept glancing over at her, wishing I could erase the whole night from her memory. "Mom," she finally whispered. "Yeah, baby?" I kept my voice soft so she wouldn't shrink again. "Grandma said I don't shine. Is that true?" My chest tightened so hard I had to swallow before answering. "No, absolutely not. She says things to make people small. That doesn't make them true." Ava nodded, but her eyes stayed on her lap, and I knew. The damage was sitting in her bones, not her ears. When we got home, she went straight to her room, and I went to the kitchen. I sat at the table, hands wrapped around a cold glass of water I didn't drink, staring at the front door like my mom would burst through it and drag us back. She had that power once, not anymore. My phone buzzed. A text from Lena. "You caused a whole scene. Mom is furious. You should apologize so Ava can come next time." Next time? As if this humiliation was a recurring event I should accept. Another text. "You know Ava doesn't fit in. Let her help next time instead of acting special." I locked my jaw until it hurt. Then a message from my mom. "Bring her over tomorrow to finish what she didn't do today. She needs discipline. You do too." I stared at those words in the dim kitchen light. My pulse didn't speed up. My hands didn't shake. Nothing. Just realization. They actually believed they owned my child. They believed I would fold. They believed the guilt they raised me on would still work. But they forgot something important. Ava wasn't raised by them. She was raised by me. And she deserved a mother who didn't let other people decide her worth. I walked to her room quietly and pushed the door open. She was sitting on her bed, hugging a pillow to her chest, her eyes red. Not wet, just tired in a way a 9-year-old should never feel. "Want to sleep with me tonight?" I asked. She nodded without speaking and climbed into my room, settling under the blankets like she was trying to disappear. I held her until her breathing steadied. When she fell asleep, her small hand gripped my shirt like she was afraid I'd slip away. I stared at the ceiling for a long time, thinking about the years I spent believing everything my mom ever said, that I was ungrateful, that Lena deserved better, that I should be thankful for scraps. They wanted Ava to live that same story. They wanted to shape her the way they shaped me, obedient, quiet, ashamed. But Ava had something I never had, me. And I wasn't going to lose her to them, not for tradition, not for appearances, not for their twisted version of love. The next morning, the plan came to me in pieces, not dramatic or fiery, practical, real. It started when I opened the fridge and saw the stack of groceries I bought for my parents last week. Every month I sent something, food, supplies, money, just to avoid hearing the lectures about family responsibility. My mom used it. Lena expected it. Everyone counted on it. They didn't just treat Ava like the maid. They treated me like the provider they could insult. So I made coffee, sat at the table with my laptop, and began cutting the cords one by one. Automatic payments? Canceled. Grocery delivery to their address? Stopped. The monthly family responsibility contribution? Gone. Every link they had to my wallet severed in under 10 minutes. Not poetic, not symbolic, just real consequences. Ava wandered in as I was finishing the last cancellation, hair messy, eyes still heavy from sleep. "What are you doing?" she asked. "Changing things," I said. "For us." I didn't tell her everything yet. She didn't need to carry that weight today. She climbed into my lap, resting her head on my shoulder. "Can we not go to Grandma's anymore?" Her voice was small but steady. She wasn't asking for permission, she was asking for safety. "We're not going," I said. "Not today, not ever if you don't want to." She let out a shaky breath, then closed her eyes, relief softening her whole face. While she leaned on me, my phone buzzed again. "Mom, Lena, Mom, again. Where are you? Ava needs to be here by 11. Don't make this harder on her. Answer me. You're failing her. She is supposed to serve today." I looked down at Ava's tiny fingers curled against my sweatshirt. No, not today, not ever again, but the texts kept coming, switching from demands to insults to threats, like the cycle they always used to control me. Only this time, something had changed. They didn't know it yet. But the last person they should have pushed was a mother with nothing left to lose. Because now that Ava had seen their cruelty with her own eyes, I wasn't just protecting myself, I was protecting her future. And my revenge would do the same thing. Not poetic, not symbolic, simple, practical, inescapable, just like what they'd tried to make of us. I waited until Ava was in the living room drawing, her little legs swinging off the couch, the morning sun warming her face. She looked peaceful, the kind of peace she never had around my family. That alone told me everything I needed to know. My phone buzzed again. "Mom, if you don't bring her, I'll come get her myself. She needs discipline." That was it. The line that crossed whatever was left. I stood, grabbed my keys, slipped on my shoes, and headed out the door. Not to their house, not to argue, not to beg for decency, but to end the entire cycle they thought they owned. I drove straight to the community office, the one that handled neighborhood residency documents, local activity permissions, household declarations, custody confirmations. Everything my mom relied on to claim grandmother rights whenever she wanted to yank control back. I sat across from the clerk, a tired-looking woman with glasses perched low on her nose. "How can I help you?" she asked. I took a breath. "I need to update all household and emergency contact records. Remove any names except mine." She typed quickly. "And who are you removing?" "My mother, my sister, every adult from that household." She stopped typing and looked up. "Permanently?" "Yes," I said. "Permanently." It wasn't poetic. It wasn't symbolic. It was paperwork. the thing they never thought I'd use because they assumed I'd always be too scared. By the time I finished signing, my hands were steady. My breath was even. Every record now showed one guardian, one contact, one person in charge of Ava's life, me. No one else could claim authority. No one else could pick her up. No one else could speak for her. No one else could access her school records or medical information. No one else could make decisions. They were erased from the system they used like a weapon. When I got back home, Ava looked up from her drawing. "Where'd you go?" she asked. "I made sure Grandma and Aunt Lena can't tell you what to do anymore," I said. She blinked, confused for a second. Then her whole face shifted, like a weight slid off her shoulders. "Really?" she whispered. "Really?" Her smile was small but real, the kind she only ever gave me, the kind they never earned. My phone rang again. "Mom." I let it ring until it stopped. Then another message, this time all caps. "You think you can cut us off? You owe us. You owe this family. Bring her back. She's supposed to learn her place." I didn't reply. Not out of fear, out of certainty. Then I blocked her, blocked Lena, blocked every number tied to that house. Ava watched me quietly, knees tucked under her chin. "What happens now?" she asked. I sat beside her, pulling her close. "Now," I said softly, "now you get to shine." She leaned her head on my arm, and for the first time in years I felt the house settle. Not heavy, not tense. Just ours. No more orders. No more insults. No more cleaning up after people who treated her like she was born to serve. They lost access. They lost control. They lost the power they'd used like a leash for decades, and I didn't need to yell, threaten, or destroy them. All I had to do was pull the plug on the life they built on us. Ava exhaled slowly and whispered, "Thank you for choosing me." I kissed the top of her head. "I always will." And this time, the silence that followed wasn't fear, it was freedom. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video.